It is the 27th of September 1941. The German advance has stalled. The Soviet troops, after initial panic, have fallen back to defensible river positions and to prepared fortifications. We are still, however, fighting tooth and nail, and especially around Vitebsk, the Germans are sending all their armored forces, attempting to force a breakthrough, while we are desperately defending here and trying to use our own armor to counterattack. There are multiple battles going on this field, and the relatively inexperienced inexperienced infantry divisions, as well as our armored divisions with the A-20 prototype tanks, are trying very hard to resist the German advance, but we are struggling in this position. The Germans have brought in railway guns and are bombarding our fortifications from the rear. There is not an awful lot we can do about it. We are quickly rushing two medium tank divisions. Actually, make that 3 medium tank divisions to the north to deal with yet another breakthrough. We have our own railway battery here to help out, and we've got 4 tank divisions on a counterattack, but losses are mounting, and we're struggling to maintain this position. In the south, the situation is more stable. As such, the tank divisions that are here to counter any kind of breakthroughs could take a little bit of a rest, and the infantry is dug in around these positions and is holding for now. In the air, the situation, the colors haven't loaded yet, but in the air, the Luftwaffe is concentrating on Belarus. We are moving additional fighter wings over from Ukraine, where there's only a smaller amount of airplanes currently active, and the Baltic states do not see any kind of activity in the air for now. Our stockpiles in terms of close air support and fighters actually are able to keep up with the losses in the air. However, medium tanks are struggling somewhat at this point to fill in the new training divisions, and these actually need to be on low priority. But we do have additional heavy tank divisions that are in training and medium tank divisions. So, given the urgency, I am going to get the heavy tank divisions out in Smolensk and deploy them. That gives us 3 additional heavy tank divisions that can go here, and we are instantly going to, once they have recovered from their deployment, we will send these to the front. We'll move them up ahead already. We'll send these to the front. We are sending in reinforcements from the freshly created 9th Army, but all these troops are green, so they are suffering pretty heavy losses in battle. In terms of general losses, we have lost so far 150,000 casualties. The Germans have taken over 800,000, so the losses are disproportionate at this point. But in terms of manpower, this might still change if the Germans manage to break through, because we don't really have a fallback line here to contain that around Vitebsk, which, by the way, is something I wanted to do anyway. So we'll get fortifications along just as a fallback here and make that happen. Level 3 forts. Okay. So fallback fortifications are being constructed, and I might have to prioritize these, otherwise they'll never get there. So these were the ones around Smolensk. Prioritize fortifications around Smolensk. How are we looking on mechanized? Nothing yet, because we haven't started production yet, but we do have a surplus. We do not have a surplus of infantry equipment as well, which is good, because the losses are still going to go bad here. Right. Anybody who gets any upgrades. Timoshenko is probably, he's getting, okay, he's almost at infantry expert, so I'm gonna, he's got 2 traits, however. He could get this scavenger trait for equipment capture, but honestly we're not starving for equipment so far. Although I'll save it up because I might get the Fortress Buster instead for the siege artillery, because that's not a very common trait. Here, Bersarin, we can go with the Ambusher for additional entrenchment, or with the infantry expert for additional attack. I'm gonna go with additional attack. Which one is he? He's on the 3rd army. Let me quickly check where the 3rd army is deployed. Okay, that's on this front line, where we are in danger here of being overrun. Although that is not 3rd army, that is 24 divisions of, these are 1st army divisions. So 3rd army is kind of stable here, which means I could give him the infantry expert. They will do more damage, whereas if I'm going to use ambusher, they get better entrenchment. We don't really. What's the opposition like on this line? We're facing some German divisions, but they seem to not really be interested on assaulting this line at this point. So I am going to go with infantry expert for him here. And we've got the 5th army. We can get another infantry expert here as well. And then we've got the... well, then we're out of command power. Okay. What are we doing in terms of... yeah, rehabilitated military. Very important. And where are we? Over here. Rehabilitated military. Plus 5% organization. And plus 10% recovery rate, plus 2% reinforce rate. That is great. What else can we get down here? Lessons of War gives us, again, 5% organization. That's an important one as well. We can... adaptable army. That's for terrain penalties, military reorganization. Not sure I need that necessarily. Experts in camouflage would be kind of nice, but I think after that we can do another air focus and get the women in aviation, or no, actually I think the intensify the pilot training program would not be bad. This is not bad either. What does that lead to? That leads just here, and oh, then the night bombers, the night witches, actually you can get it through that. There's not much on the left side. I also still want to get the... I also need to go through the means to wage war and to get the Leningrad Institute for another research slot. I think that's also important. Lots of important things that we can do. Do we have an upgrade in progress? We do not, so let's make that happen. Let's go for localized training centers, or commando training actually, which gives us a commando. But other than that, we go for localized training centers. Oh, that's 10. I don't want to leave. I don't want to lose 10. That might not be bad. Or we start with the cryptology at this point. But right now, it's more for me. It's a bit more important. I just want to get another operative at this point. So anything will do. Localized training center would let us. We already have a German operative, so. This would be coordinated strike, not really that interested. Interrogation. Yeah, interrogation techniques. That's a nice one. Okay, let's get that kicked off. How is our production doing? We are short on military factories, obviously. But the production of the Su-122 is starting to ramp up. Not yet the ZSU-37. Because right now our construction is more focused on radar techs and some fortifications in Smolensk, but we will build some more military factories, and then that will happen as well. These guys are still on a mission to steal some blueprints. That is going to be done in 3 weeks. So for now, we've got 2 flashpoints that we need to worry about. That is the Vitebsk area and the river crossing here. So we do need to make sure that we get divisions in place here to make sure that they're not breaking through. Okay, we've got the 4 tank divisions. 4 tank divisions on the offensive. I can't even see how the offensive is going because I can only see the defense, where I think the tanks are actually employed in the defense as well now. So we're moving an additional guards division in here, and we've got 3 more tank divisions that are recovering that we can use. We'll already move them to the front, and then we will assault this, counterattack this German tank, this German heavy tank. Is that heavy tanks here? 3rd Panzer Division. And counterattack these. I think the tanks here are exhausted, and they need to. Yeah, they're actually getting pushed back, so they need to go on the defense now. And we will dig in and use the tanks defensively. We are assaulting here with the heavy tank divisions and trying to get Guderian's, trying to just alleviate the pressure on the front, but the 3 tank divisions by themselves are not going to achieve an awful lot. So maybe we will just get some infantry divisions. We'll get these 8 infantry divisions here to assist with the assault. How's our air situation going? We're still on yellow air. And I believe we have we've almost got parity in terms of fighters, but the Germans are bringing a lot more dive bombers. However, our Yak-3s, of which we have by now the majority deployed, and the IL-2s, the Stormoviks, are up against what is mostly a mishmash of BF-109s in ground missions and BF-109s in the air. So that's probably where these losses are coming from. So we are now trading relatively evenly against the Germans, but I don't know if they will bring more modern planes. For now, the air wings are doing what they can. Okay, we do need to hold down here. We are now holding in the north. And with the counterattack from the heavy tanks and some of the infantry. And Japan just declared war on the Dutch East Indies. Oh, great. Not my problem, but we are trading for rubber with British Malaya. So that is obviously an issue if it comes to that. Because we are not. If the Japanese take that, well, we currently have a non-aggression pact with Japan, so might work. 2 more divisions, actually send them over here, please. And we are running low on supplies in this area, but the supply hubs are getting better. We are building up the railways, so that should not be too bad. The bigger problem is that the Germans have, well, they don't have air superiority, but the German air support is causing us trouble. Hungary, yeah, it's not peaceful. Nothing's peaceful. Hungary has taken over Slovakia, but where are my tanks? Here. Okay, so I have tank divisions here in case the Germans manage any kind of breakthrough. And they have railway guns in the area. Plus, obviously, the air force is causing a lot of problems for us. Okay, Germans have rejected Hungarian demands. Okay, well, a little spat there between the 2 of them. We've got 2 more tank divisions here, which are currently recovering. So we're gonna keep them out of the fight for now. But we are pushing back. We are pushing back against the German divisions on this flank, even though we are. And Guderian is going to start losing some. power here, hopefully, from these multiple attacks. If we can push them back, temporarily take the airbase, and then immediately return to the front line, that'll alleviate the pressure on the fortifications in Vitebsk. And the United States have joined the Allies. Okay, that is big. That means that the Germans now are going to have another problem at their hands. At the same time, the Germans have launched another offensive in Venetia, and we are having slight supply problems here in the south. Let me take a quick look at that. Okay, so the Venetia supply hub is overloaded, which means we do need to schedule railway upgrades here as well. So this railroad, all these railways, the problem is this railway is directly at the front line. So if any of that falls or gets disrupted, then we have big issues. So we're gonna get Venetia to, I think, can I not just get that upgraded? Supply view. Oh, there we go. So upgrade that, and again these railway upgrades need to be prioritized such that we alleviate the pressure in Venetia. And up here in the north, we're okay. We are still trying to break the. Unfortunately, that no, actually, that's us on the offensive. Where are the? Okay, we're just fighting German infantry right now. The third Panzer is not even engaged with us, so that's okay. We are struggling over Belarus. We are slightly slightly under strength compared to the Germans, especially in the support plane department. But we're trading relatively evenly on fighters now, and we are shooting down bombers as well. So, and more importantly, we are disrupting them. So. We are actually losing planes also to German AA, so our fighters actually trading positive, whereas the support planes not so much. We are researching, I believe. Oh, we did already. Did we research the? Yes, I need to change that actually. We are going to get. The Stormovik. That one's more important, and I think I could give him. Yes, we have armor plates or self-sealing fuel tanks. So armor plates are going to give us minus 10% range, but I think we still have enough range on these things with the drop tanks. And they give us, 4 air defense, versus the self-sealing fuel tanks give us 6 air defense. Unfortunately, that costs a rubber. So while the self-sealing fuel tanks don't affect the range, the problem is the additional rubber, and that's going to be expensive. So armor plates is, I think, probably the better choice here, because the IL-2 was actually an armored plane, so we'll do that. And what's our production efficiency currently? I'm not going to change the Yaks for now. Yes, we have a very high efficiency. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a second line of the Stormovik A. Where was that? Am I not done yet? Nope. Where is it? Okay, a little bit up. There we go. And we can put 5 on that for now. It will reduce these to 10. That frees up one factory, which I think has gone somewhere else, unfortunately. Okay, but we will eventually start producing those as well. Okay, so that's done, and that means let's get back to the battle on the ground. I think this assault is not going to end in our favor. But we have relieved the pressure. We have to relieve the pressure here on the infantry somewhat. The problem is that the tanks are now soaking up too much of the supply. Okay. Tibetan Empire issues diplomatic protest. No. Be quiet, will you? And we've got more ace pilots. We'll have to review our aces at some point. I think the pressure has been somewhat taken off here. I am going to fall back the tanks to Vitebsk for now. Are they actively engaged in combat? Yes, they are actually. But I will fall back the tanks to Vitebsk so that they can recover for counter-offensive if necessary, and we'll let it run there. Just checking if this is holding here. The tanks are ready to. Okay, Yugoslavia. Yes, so the United States are in the war. We're still holding here at the river crossing, and the Germans are trying very hard to push across, but our infantry is dug in. And we will try to hold that as much as we can. This offensive here is kind of faltering, I think, at this point. So I think we'll stop the offensive, and we will move the heavy tanks back into their staging positions for potential counter pushes if necessary. That should also alleviate the pressure here and gives the infantry hopefully some time to dig in. Okay, how about this does not look good. I think I'm going to start moving tanks into Vinnytsia. Vinnytsia, I think, is... Yeah, Vinnytsia is a supply hub. We need to hold Vinnytsia, so there's no real alternative here. I am going to start moving the tanks into the position in the trenches, just defensively. And we'll hold these two in reserves, but these 3 tank divisions are going to reinforce the position in Vinnytsia. Actually, we're not engaged here currently, so we can actually launch a counter attack. They were still being assaulted here along the lines, but these tanks need to get. How's our air situation in Ukraine? The enemy does not necessarily have much, so we can. We've got another 2 fighter wings that we can throw into the air in Belarus for now. And these are close air support wings that are more useful on the Ukrainian front. So we'll move these over. Is this all? Yeah, this is all close air support. We'll move these over to Kiev. And what else do we've got here? We've got 2 more fighter wings. We will move them north as well. We don't really have there. We still have some capacity. I'll move them north here for now, and then get them also involved over there. And we've got more close air support wings that are better positioned in Kiev at the front lines. These are strategic bombers. We're not really using them. And here we just got some close air support that can help out here if in the Baltics if needed. The United States are planning to send us P-26As. I'm not sure what that is, but I'll take it. Send it to me. Is that a tank of sorts? Maybe. They could be sending Lend-Lease tanks. So and they want a non-aggression pact. For now, I am happy with that. We are holding. Vitebsk, however, is where it's critical. Okay, the counterattack has alleviated the pressure on Vitebsk. Let's see if we can make something happen here with a tank counter push. No, this is a fortified position, so I don't think necessarily that we want to take this fight. Can they? I'm more curious if they can pierce. Somewhat. They can somewhat pierce. Okay, Manila has fallen. The Japanese have taken Manila. I'm going to stop the armored counterattack here for now. And fall the tanks again. I'm going to leave the tanks in Vitebsk, but these 2 I'll fall back into positions. Have we held here? Yes, we have held. Okay, so the infantry can dig in again and recover somewhat. And the main assault here, I thought I did tell you to fall back to Vitebsk. The main assault here is still ongoing. And we might need... Yeah, we're also coming under attack here now. we will need additional infantry on that front line. I've got a guards division here that can help out, and here we are being attacked as well. So I'm gonna probably take 2 guards divisions here and fall them back to the other line as well. We do need to reinforce that. The tanks are recovering, but this is really Engineers 2 is done. This is really at once the panzers are coming in, and we can somewhat pierce them, but we're still only doing 50% damage. There's a light tank division which we don't have any problems with, but the medium tanks of the 22nd Panzer Division, that's where we have some issues here. And obviously the air strikes are a big problem. Okay, we've done Engineer 2, and we are that's still ahead of time. That's all ahead of time. Don't need that. Artillery. We do need better anti-tank guns. We are using the 1930 37mm tank guns, anti-tank guns, and they are problematic against German medium tanks, so we need to upgrade that. Construction. Okay, the fortress construction of the fallback lines behind Vitebsk has been completed, just in case the Germans manage to push through. Then we have a fortified position from where we can counterattack into the open ground here. We have sunk a German convoy. Nice, the submarines are doing work. And yes, Manila has fallen. So the Philippines have been taken over by Japan. At least Luzon has been taken over by Japan. Not so much the southern Philippines just yet. And I'm not seeing any Japanese in the Dutch East Indies yet, but that is sure to come. And yes, they are making inroads in China as well. Communist China is still up, but honestly, right now, what we could do, how are we on equipment? We have some surplus artillery at this point, and anti-tank and motorized artillery, infantry equipment as well, and trucks and support equipment. We might be able to just Lend-Lease Communist China. Lend-Lease Communist China some things. Let's see, what can we give you? I've got a bunch of how are we on infantry equipment? Plus 5k. Okay, some infantry equipment you can probably use. So we're gonna send you probably 2,000 rifles. Definitely 76mm artillery we've got plenty of, so we can send you most of that, honestly. Let's keep a couple just in case things go badly quickly. So 5,000 units of artillery. We do have some 37mm anti-air, so we can send you probably like 1,000 of those as well. That should help against the Japanese. Not the more modern artillery, and I don't know if you can use them, but we'll send you 100 Katyushas. There you go. And you can have that. We've got some Spanish infantry equipment. You can have that. What I have what I have in stockpile here. And I can send you some fuel as well for once, although you probably don't have an awful lot of motorized problems, but we'll send you like 10,000 barrels of fuel. I think I have enough of that, so that should not be a huge issue. Send that to China. Okay, so we are supporting Communist China here, and hopefully assist them in their fight against Japan. All the while, major offensive has started. Who do we have here? Hungarians, Bulgarians, Romanians, not Bulgarians. So we've got Germans and Romanians assaulting the lines all across the line here. We do have support planes and bombers in the air doing ground. They all should be doing tactical bombers. Yeah, they're all doing close air support. So these guys are These guys should be, given that it's on our territory. Yes, we have area superiority, and our planes should be able to sortie on. Where do we have them stationed right now? Mostly there. I might move. I'm thinking of moving them south. What's our mission efficiency? 92%. That's all right. And here we are at 66%, but we are now outnumbering the Luftwaffe. And we're still trading. Trading positively in terms of fighter losses and bomber losses. So definitely ahead there. Nothing going on in the northern front so far, but once again, this battle here, we've got 9 divisions against our 7. Yeah, China has accepted our Lend-Lease. The problem is, while these divisions are dug in and trying to hold as much as they can, the Guderian's forces here are causing us some grief, and they obviously have anti-air as well, so that reduces the amount of effect that we have. I am going to send in 2 tank divisions on the defense here. That is going to be costly in terms of supply, but we've got enough tank divisions here for while these divisions circle out and need to recover. We've got enough tank divisions here now to push back if needed. We have air wings without missions. Where? Oh yeah, these guys. Yeah, they can do strategic bombing in Poland for all I care. Let's just do it. So in eastern Poland, let's do some strategic destruction. That is within your range, so let's get them out there and use them up. We can use everything we have right now. So while our infantry is occasionally falling back, we do have the reserves. It's just a matter of making sure they get in. Advanced engine. That's for tank. That was for tanks, right? What? Oh, that's what we got from the right. That was the tech that we got from that was the army tech that we got. So this one, yeah, the advanced tank engines. That's what we got. That's what we got from the operation. So that's completed, which means we are now going to deploy the. We're actually going to deploy Sorge in Berlin to keep an eye on the Germans, but I am going to deploy the others, probably her. We're going to deploy her in Minsk. She should blend in with the locals, and we're going to deploy him in Warsaw and see if they can figure out some things there. Given that we are once again running into trouble here, I'm going to send the tanks out again to counterattack along the lines here. I do need to keep an eye. They are still trying to crack this position, but I think the assault in the south has mostly faltered, and Vitebsk is now holding. So yeah, the Germans are with the reinforcement from the tanks. I will probably leave the tanks here, get them to dig in, and just use them as basically pillboxes at this point. So we still have some other tank divisions that are capable of counterattack. Okay, so we are still trying to alleviate the pressure here by using some of the tanks, and we'll give them some infantry support again, and see if we can counterattack this position, while we are still desperately holding on here. And we'll see if they can. We have enough for an air doctrine that gives us plus 20% agility on close air support. Yes, please. I'll take it. Tanks and infantry are on the assault, and that should alleviate the pressure a little bit from this position. And because we have infantry falling back here, but we are now okay, interrogation techniques done. We're now getting reinforcements in, so I think with the tanks, yeah, we might leave these 2 tank divisions here as well and get them to dig in, because we are pushing back against Guderian's tanks from the flank. I think the That'll take some pressure off the front lines. Okay, let's have to keep an eye on the south. Okay, the assault across there's still some localized fighting going on in Odessa, but mostly across the river they are not getting anywhere. We've got the tank divisions dug in, and I still have two tank divisions here for counterattacks, localized counterattacks, and the same here. If they manage to break through, we might, yeah, no, I'll leave these 3 tank divisions here in case of a breach that they can counterattack. So the assault here is starting to falter. We've now got 5 divisions engaged, but that's 1 tank division and the rest is the infantry divisions. So while we are not facing enemy tanks just yet, we just don't have the firepower to get through that. So stop that assault, and we'll again return the tanks to their counter push positions to alleviate the pressure on the supply lines. How is the air war going? Right. Yeah, we are still trading favorably. The Germans are losing planes, but I think they are capable of keeping the production up. Philippines want to sign a pact of non-aggression. Yes, they can do that. We do have the army XP to unlock another doctrine, which reduces our infantry combat width. That is a good one to have. So yes, I am taking that, even though that means we're completely out of army XP. And we do have more ace pilots promoted. So let's have a quick look at our ace pilots and see what am I going to do with the next political power. I think I was going to get the artillery designer. Is there anybody? Yeah, we do need to get. We have completed. Actually, you know what? We'll save up for Rokossovsky. That's more important right now. He can, and then we still get. Well, we could get Vasilevsky in for now. Or we could get him for close air support. I think I want Rokossovsky, given how important the tanks are right now in our operations. I think I want him, and we are starting. Yeah, we are looking okay in terms of supply here, and we have just created such a wall of. Why do we have so many divisions on this area? Let's send another 4 infantry divisions over. Yeah, we've got too many here. Let's send 1, 2, 3, 4 guards divisions over that way as reinforcements, and then the exhausted divisions can cycle out. But we're holding there for now. We're holding in the south. Vinnytsia is holding. They have renewed assault across the river line, but they're not. I don't think they're going to get through anywhere there. And with the dug-in tanks here, are they engaged? Yes, they are actually engaged. Improved artillery upgrades done with the dug-in tanks, and they have some capability of piercing them, but that's probably from their divisional anti-aircraft. But against fortresses and with us having aerial superiority, we can make some things happen here. Okay, slow going, keeping an eye on the Black Sea, hoping that there are no naval invasions happening. I definitely need to keep an eye on that one. But so far the front lines are holding, barely. Oh, like here, barely, but they are holding. The Germans, again, it's these tank divisions, are about to force the river crossing. The problem is that this is a supply line, which means, unfortunately, we have backup supply lines here. But so it's not a huge problem, and we can probably use the tanks here. We've got 3 tank divisions that can counterattack in case we can't hold and push the Germans back across the river again. And we need. I'm already researching here. This is within time. Any air research that I need to do. This is ahead of time. This is ahead of time. I don't need the medium airframes right now. I'm good with the small airframes. So I think I'm okay with air research. I do, however, how are we doing on fuel? We're doing good on fuel. I could ahead of time construction 5, honestly. It's going to take 355 days, or we could start the atomic research, but I think it's a little early for that. Probably improved radar would be a good one, because that'll help with the air. So let's do radar tech. That would give us the improved radars, and that's what we do. Yeah, the situation is critical, but mostly stable, and Japan is still on the move and might be cutting off our supply of rubber, which means we might need to invest a little bit in the technologies. But right now we're still going through the fortification efforts, and yeah, low manpower. Yes, that's another problem. We are going to have to switch to extensive conscription. Not really planning to do it just yet. But we have in the field 3.2 million men in the field right now. So we're not training an awful lot anymore, except tank divisions. The rest is all just going into maintenance. So I think we're still good. It's not urgent. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.